Hello everyone. So today we're going to be taking a look at this 2012 Toyota Avensis. And special thanks to Heron Auto, Opel and Kia for allowing me to come down here and review this 2012 Toyota Avensis for you guys today. For all contact information in regards to this dealership, please see the description box below. So in today's review, we'll be taking a look at the interior of the car. I'll explain how all the features work. Also start it up, look at the engine, go over the performance data, take a look around the exterior. I'm also going to take the car on a detailed test drive. So we're just going to leave the car running and take a look around the exterior first. So this particular car is actually in from the UK, so the specification in it is going to be slightly different from a normal Irish Avensis. Now this particular car is the facelifted model which came out in 2012. It's finished here in pure white. Looks really nice, and one of the facelifted changes that they done with this car was at the front. As you can see, they gave it brand new headlights with nice LED running day lamps, chrome grille. Has quite an aggressive front fascia, makes the car look very sporty, and it certainly stands out. And it's also got these 17-inch split 5-spoke alloy wheels, 4-wheel ventilated steel disc brakes, as well as independent suspension up front and a multi-link suspension in the rear. And you also got your LED turn signals in the exterior mirrors. And coming around to the back, this particular Avensis has been fitted with a reversing camera, which is just mounted up there. It's also got a very good sized boot. I believe it measures in at about 509 litres. Quite spacious. I have a few things located off to the right there, and as you can see, even with my stuff off to the right, there's still a good bit of room left over. And with the rear seats folded, you do get a bit of extra room. Now the seats don't go down completely flat, they do leave a bit of a ledge behind, but it's not too inconvenient. You could easily slide larger items towards the back seat area, no problem. And this car also has chrome going around the window surrounds as well. This helps to brighten up the exterior that little bit more. So coming into the back, the Avensis is a very spacious car. There's plenty of legroom, as you can see, and the headroom is very good as well. Certainly a very comfortable and spacious open car. And also you got a center mounted armrest. As you can see here, I've demonstrated it's got 2 integrated cup holders, and there's also a pass-through into the boot as well. So you just got your basic 4 electric windows, as well as your central locking and the lock for the rear windows. And the seats for the most part are manual adjusting. There's just this one electrical adjustment for the actual seat back itself. And then located down here you got your traction control, which is a bit out of the way. I was kind of hoping they would have it up here where it's at easier reach. And you also got your fuel filter cap release, your bonnet release, and a little bit of storage here, as well as your electric mirror controls. So we'll just turn off the fog lamps and we'll put the headlights back into automatic. So this particular car, as I said, it is in from the UK, so it has 67,892 miles on the clock so far. Pretty decent mileage for a car of this type. And it is very well equipped. You got cruise control, you got a 3-spoke multifunction steering wheel, a very smooth response. I believe this is a hydraulic rack and pinion system. And then you also got an electronic parking brake, which is located off to the left here. Now in most cars it's either located in the center console or off to the right, but with the Avensis they put it off to the left. And this car also has an auto dimming interior mirror. You also got an interior motion sensor located here. So coming into the center console, we'll just take a look at the radio itself. Very good sound quality. And of course it's completely touchscreen as well. Now sometimes the touchscreen is not very responsive, like you kind of have to apply a bit of pressure to get it to make your selection. So you got all your basic buttons located off to the left and right. So you know, your eject button for the CD player, media. This includes things like the radio stations, and you can also select between your Bluetooth audio, AM and FM, auxiliary and USB, and all the usual kind of stuff you would find. Then off to the right here, you got your setup for the car. So you got your general settings, Bluetooth, audio, telephone. So let's go into, let's say, the audio and sound settings. Lots of adjustment there. You can set up just as you wish. And let's see, general settings. So that beep sound that you can probably hear every time I click something, you can turn that on and off. So there's quite a lot of things to play around with. And then this car also has a satellite navigation. So I was actually playing around with this earlier. If I just hit the return there, you can see the map, pretty good in size. And you got your basic functions for zooming in and out. You can turn off the audio for the sat nav, and there's a few options to go through as well if you want to adjust your route guidance and route list. And when you have your sat nav activated, these will highlight for your stop guidance and so on. So plenty of adjustment there. So the radio itself is pretty simple and easy to use. One thing I will say about it obviously is the response to the touchscreen could be a little bit better, but it's not too bad. And then this car is also equipped with dual zone climate control, so you know, you can select dual there, you can put in automatic mode, and you got your basic LCD readout. And located below that, you just got a cigarette lighter and ashtray. And this car also has the 6-speed manual transmission. Quite a bit of distance between each gears, as you can see, but they are very smooth. And then to engage reverse, pull up, left and up, and the reversing camera comes on. And then below that you got a cup holder, and it also covers over. And you also got the center mounted armrest, which slides back and tilts up, and it reveals quite a deep storage area, as well as this removable cup holder with a little bit of additional storage off to the left. And down there you got a 12-volt power outlet, as well as your auxiliary and USB sockets as well. So the Avensis has a very nice interior. You know, there's a good bit of quality feel to it. It's very well equipped. I'm not entirely sure what spec this car is. I believe it's been called a TR, but as I said, there is a bit of a difference between the UK and Irish spec cars. So this could have a few more options on it than the Irish equivalent of it. And then we get to the seats themselves. Very comfy and supportive. Good amount of thick side upholstering as well. They hook you in very nicely. It's also got a good sized glove box as well. Okay, so we're going to start this review out in the bypass and see about the power. Okay, so it's got good acceleration, nice strong delivery. Not too bad at all. So about the engine, it's a 2-litre D4D turbo diesel. It produces 124 brake horsepower with a top speed of 124 miles per hour, and it also puts out 229 foot-pounds of torque, and it's estimated this car can do about 61 miles to the gallon. So the Avensis has been around since 1996, and there's only been 3 generations. Now this is the 3rd generation that we're on here, and it came out originally in 2009, and then in 2012 it was facelifted to the version that we have here. And actually the current version of the Toyota Avensis is not a 4th generation, but it's actually the 2nd facelift. So the current Avensis has changed quite a bit, and to see my full in-depth review of the newest car, I will have a link posted in the description box below for that. So first impressions driving this car. Well, when I was driving it to the place where I originally started this review, I noticed a few things about it. First off, the diesel engine is a little loud under acceleration, and I find that there's quite a bit of travel actually in these brakes. Now, I'm not saying the brakes are bad, but compared to my Opel Astra, whenever I press the brakes, you know, I can feel the car slowing down almost immediately, so there's a good response from them. But I find with this car, you do have to apply quite a bit of pressure before the car, you know, starts to slow down a considerable amount. So that's just the first 2 kind of negative things, I suppose, I've observed about this thing. The other thing I've noticed, as I said at the very beginning, there's quite a distance between each gear change. If I just drop it down to fourth, you can see there is quite a lot of travel. Now the gear changes are, they're very light and snappy. I just wish the gear ratios themselves were that little bit closer. But in saying that, right now I'm out here in the open bypass, and it's quiet. I'm just kind of cruising along. I got a little meter up here telling me my instant MPG, and it's hopping around there adjusting all the time. But it's quiet and it's comfortable, and these seats are very good as well. So it's actually a really nice kind of long distance cruiser. It certainly feels like it anyway. So the Avensis, now this competes with cars like the Volkswagen Passat and the Ford Mondeo, and I suppose even the Kia Optima as well. They're all the same kind of car, costing around the mid to high 20,000 euro range, diesel engine, and but it's very well equipped, as I was saying earlier. I've got automatic headlights, I've got automatic rain sensing windshield wipers, an auto dimming interior mirror, Bluetooth, satellite navigation, dual zone climate control. So it's actually very well packed, this particular model. And the mileage, as I said, in this car is pretty low. It's 67,896. Usually cars of this range are up in the 80,000 mile mark or thereabouts. But at the moment I'm quite enjoying my drive of this car. A few things I've observed: the all-round visibility in this thing is quite good. It's got very good sized door mirrors. The view out through the back window is actually quite good as well. And I've also got front quarter windows as well. So I'm actually coming up to a roundabout now, and I'm going to find that them front quarters are very handy for getting around it. Okay, so going out some of these back roads, I find that the car is very, very nice to drive out here. The suspension does an excellent job at absorbing all the bumps, and there's a very good response from the steering as well. It's not too heavy and it's not too light. It's actually just perfect in the middle. We're just coming up to a bendy bit here. Yeah, it's really quite good actually. Very nice response from the power steering, and there's not too much body roll in the car. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's not too bad. But it's very, very nice to drive. Okay, so we're on an even bumpier and twistier part of these back roads. So let's just analyze it now, going over this next piece here to see how it does. So we got a bumpy bit. Not too bad. Suspension doing its job very well. And then coming into this tight left-hander here. Yeah, alright, so the Avensis is pretty good out here. Suspension absorbs the bumps very well. It's a very soft and comfortable car, and also it's got very soft and comfy seats as well, which of course is always a huge help. And the hydraulic rack and pinion power assisted steering is excellent as well. It's very responsive, and it feels very nice in your hands, and it really glides around the corners. So at the moment I'm really liking the way this car drives. So to sum up this car, I think it is very good looking. I really like the way it looks from the outside. It's got a sporty and aggressive stance to it. Inside it's very well equipped, sat nav, Bluetooth, automatic lights and wipers and all them other things that I mentioned earlier today. And it's very nice to drive out in the open roads. My main criticisms are I wish the engine was a little bit quieter, and I wish there wasn't so much travel in the brake pedal. But if you're thinking about picking one of these up in the second-hand market, you should absolutely consider it anyway, as well as the likes of the Passat and the Ford Mondeo. Certainly take it on a test drive, see what you think. But overall, I've enjoyed my driving experience with this car. Out in the back roads, I found that the suspension, was excellent. It was very comfortable, very soft, and the handling is excellent as well. So guys, I'm going to post the advert for this car in the description box below, so please be sure to check it out if you're considering one of these. So thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.